Hey everyone, welcome back to Tight Talk. Today we're going to be discussing what I think the future of the MCU and Phase 4 is going to look like. This is what I would do if I were the one directing all of it. So, I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen. I'm just going off of other facts and articles and theories and stuff that have already been talked about and movies that have already been announced. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Hey everyone.
Two quick things before this video begins. First off, this video will contain spoilers for Avengers Endgame. If you haven't seen it yet, please go see it before you watch the rest of this. If you want to just get stuff spoiled, then watch this, because we're going to be talking about some really big things that happen in Avengers Endgame. Second off, I'm going to be doing a stream with Spiffy Nerd Herder this Friday. We're going to be talking Avengers Endgame and letting you guys ask the questions about what you want us to answer. And so that'll be really cool. His channel will be linked down below. Please go subscribe to him so that you don't miss out on it. Hit the bell. It'll help him out a lot. Plus, it'll help me out a lot because then you guys will get to watch me live stream, since I can't yet because I don't have 1,000. Without further ado, let's get into this. So, in the end of Avengers Endgame, we are left off with Tony Stark dying, Captain America going back in time and spending his life with Peggy, and then giving the shield off to Sam. So, with all this stuff that's been happening, I honestly think that the Phase 4 villain is going to be, please don't hate me for this, it's not Doctor Doom, it's not Galactus. I honestly believe it's going to be Kang. He also is known as Kang the Conqueror. So, quick backstory on him. You can go look up stuff on like Google and stuff about him too, because I'm not going to do the full backstory of him. He has a ridiculously long backstory to him and how he became Kang the Conqueror. I don't think he's a Celestial. If he is, comment down below, because I just know a little bit about him and enough to support my theory. So, yeah. He is a time-traveling being, and he's pretty much just really powerful, crazy, psychotic in a lot of ways, and he is a time traveler. So what is different about him is that he doesn't need this fancy quantum realm to time travel, and the rules of time traveling don't apply to him. So, like, Professor Hulk says things we don't interact with our past selves. Scott Lang says you can't bet on sporting events because it'll mess up timelines and stuff. So, like, all those things don't apply to him. Time literally ignores him unless he is in his present day where he was born and stuff. So time then will see him. But, like, there's times where he goes all the way back to the days of Apocalypse for the XMen, and he goes back to Egypt, and then he's sent back to his normal time where he creates a time-traveling mutant. There's a lot of crazy stuff that he does. Another really cool thing about Kang is that in the comics, the Avengers and, believe it or not, the Fantastic Four team up with him. So Kang would be an awesome way to introduce the Fantastic Four into the MCU. I highly suggest you go look up more stuff on him, because he's really cool. But the reason why I think that we're going to have Kang the Conqueror as the main villain for Phase 4 is because we've been introduced to time traveling, and the MCU is now in an alternate reality. Captain America does not obey the rules of time travel. He stays back and has a real life. As a fan, I loved it. As a creator, content, comic lover, I don't like it, because now it's going to open up a door to all these new time-traveling threats, quantum realm threats, even more space threats. Like, I seriously think we'll still see Galactus some point. It might not be Phase 4, but he could be a big baddie that we get built up to again, and he could be the next Thanos. So, yeah, it's just a really, really cool concept to have Kang the Conqueror. So that's my first theory. Kang the Conqueror, main villain, Phase 4. So, another thing that I want to talk about is Black Widow's death. I didn't have it predicted. I'm just going to say that. I did not think that was going to happen. I had Captain America wielding the hammer Mjolnir. I had that predicted, so that was right. And I also had Iron Man dying right. I did not have Black Widow dying. I had truly thought that it was going to be Hawkeye that would sacrifice himself for the Soul Stone, because he's lost his entire family. So that made more sense to me. Those two things didn't really line up with what I was going to think was happening, but I was close enough. I knew someone would sacrifice themselves for the Soul Stone, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to snap everyone back. So, yeah. Let's talk about Black Widow. So, she has a solo movie coming out, right? set for 2020. And I think that that's going to be extremely cool. I don't exactly know what they're going to do with it, but what I want them to do more than anything is, like, I don't think they'll put it in Guardians 3 because that's currently the only movie in production besides Far From Home. But Guardians Galaxy Volume 3 is the only movie we have not seen any trailers and stuff from, but it is in production and will be released before the Black Widow movie. I don't think they're going to do this, but I would really like to see, since they have introduced the multiverse already, I would just love to see a movie where they go and barter to Mistress Death for Black Widow's soul. Like, I mean, come on. That would be so cool. We didn't get to see Mistress Death in any of the Endgame movie, any of the Infinity War stuff. Thanos literally in the comics wipes out half the universe to impress Mistress Death. And they didn't do any hints to her at all. I mean, they did some hints, but they didn't do any of these big main things that I thought for sure was going to happen. Like, those things didn't happen. And I thought for sure they would. So, the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor, they just go to the realm, they go to hell, and they barter for Mistress Death to give back Black Widow's soul. It would just be so cool. It would be such a cool movie to look through. It would be really cool. It would honestly be really cool. I would love that. So the third thing then that I'd like to talk about is how would they introduce, like, the X-Men? So that's another big question. Fox is just bought out by Disney. Marvel owns all their characters again, except for, believe it or not, Hulk. I mean, he's in their movies, right? But there's so many big problems and stuff with Hulk and owning him, and that's why we haven't seen another solo film of him. There's just so much stuff they have to go through to get Hulk movies out. It's unbelievably stupid, in my opinion. I don't agree with it. X-Men coming into the MCU, how would they do it? I honestly think that it has something to do with Captain America having a life with Peggy. So as the rules of time travel play out, your present becomes the past, or your past becomes the present. Captain America would still grow up and come out of the ice to become Captain America, and all the Avengers movies, none of that would be different about this. Just in the future, he'd go back in time. But I think what would be really cool is if something messes up and Captain America is gone from that timeline, and then S.H.I.E.L.D. has to create someone to kind of fill the place that Captain America used to be. So Captain America was a super soldier created to help stop threats to the U.S., right? So S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra and all the stuff in World War II for the first Avenger movie. And what I think would be so cool is if S.H.I.E.L.D. creates Wolverine. He becomes a lab project. Boom. You put one scene, like an end credit or something, of just S.H.I.E.L.D. working on, like, say it's in Wakanda, and it's just, like, Nick Fury or someone, and maybe T'Challa's father, and they are looking at, like, a glass dome, and all you see is, like, Wolverine's claws just getting created in, like, a 3D printer of some sort. Oh, just think about that. That would be awesome. Just like, oh, that's Wolverine. Like, us as a comic book fan, like me, I would just be like, no way, they actually did this. This is how they're bringing it in. Because it would make perfect sense. It would answer all the questions of, well, where's Wolverine in all the first movies? Like, how would they bring them in? They don't bring them in. That's literally, they bring them in by not bringing them in. They have to create this new reality where Captain America disobeys the laws of time travel, goes back and has a life with Penny, causing the Captain America something to go wrong with him. He doesn't come out of the ice, so they create Wolverine. Yeah, it would be insanely awesome. I'm not saying it would happen. These are just the three things that I want Marvel to do. I'm a channel with 300 subscribers, right? Marvel's not going to see me. Yeah, I think it would be awesome. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. I could do another video like this, just describing some ideas I wish Marvel would do. Because, honestly, I love doing this. Like, I do this with my uncle all the time. We just talk about Marvel stuff. Like, we just like, this is what I would do, right? That's what we talk about all the time whenever I see him. Like, I went to Endgame again last night for the 5th time. And the whole ride home before coming back to my house, we just talked about all these ideas that I just went through. So, tell me down below what your favorite one was. One was the Kang the Conqueror as the main villain for Phase 4. 2 was the Black Widow bartering for her soul back from Mistress Death in Guardians 3. Doubt it's going to happen, but that was number 2. And then number 3 was how they'd get Wolverine in, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. and they'd create him and stuff. So, yeah, let me know. That's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys are new to this channel, I highly suggest subscribing. Yes, I'm young. I get that. I'm 100% aware of that. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for all the support. I know there's a couple of you that are becoming Patreons next month when it resets. That just makes me feel really awesome because this will be my career someday. Like, determination, right? Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Like, it helps me out, get it suggested. More viewers, more people will see this, more subscribers. Hit the bell. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be coming Friday. See ya. Bye-bye.